Good morning. Day 2 of my Great Ocean Walk. I'm just leaving Blanket Bay. It's about 8:15, I think. It's not particularly early. I'm only going over to, I think it's Aire River. It's about the same as yesterday, about 22 k's. I've got an inlet crossing this morning, Parker Inlet I think it is, and I'm not hitting it at low tide, that's for sure. So we'll see how that goes. It's meant to be a fairly tricky one. And then I got Cape Otway Lighthouse where I might be able to grab a coffee or a feed or something. We'll see how we go and check out the old lighthouse. I believe my permit gets me free entry, but according to the guidebook's a few years old though, so we'll see if that still stands up. All right, I'll spin the camera around when I'm out of this car camping area up here. As you can see behind me, it's not a bad morning. Had some showers come through overnight, but haven't had any for a while. So fingers crossed there, eh? All right, I'll catch up with you soon. Well, I found my way out of Blanket Bay campsite. There's another tank here. So this is at the, it looks like the tap's not on this one. Okay, you won't be able to get water out of this one for the time being. Someone's taken the tap off it. But there's tanks at the toilet. There's tanks across the road from the toilet. And there's tanks down at the walking area here. All right, I'm going to get on with it. Just before 8 in the morning, in case anyone's interested. Wonder how long before I see my first snake today. Saw 3 yesterday, all in the first half of the day. So I'm sharing the track this morning. This is the Point Lewis lookout, probably a K from Blanket Bay, I reckon. So I've been climbing pretty much since I left Blanket Bay, about 2 k's. I think now I'm pretty well at the top, so I'm just going to contour a while and then drop down to, I think it's Parker River. That's the one that I'll have to wade the entrance somewhere, I guess. I just broke out of the trees for a minute. So this is Parker River. I think I may have to take my shoes off to get across this one. We'll have a bit of a look. There's the track over there. I reckon I can probably get across. I'm not going to do it with the camera on though. I'm over fairly dry. Let's climb into the hills again. So I just climbed out of there. That was solid. It's time for brekkie. I'm hoping there might be a seat here, but if not, one of these rocks will do. Yeah, maybe this one. time as a wallaby. So that is Crayfish Bay. Not sure if it's coming up on the camera, but you can see Cape Otway Lighthouse down there. Cape Otway's looking close now. Well, I've got to the lighthouse. It's not free entry anymore for people with a permit to walk the Great Ocean Walk. It's $10, and the cafe's closed, so I can't get a feed if I go in anyway. So I'm just making do with a nice coffee and some sandwiches from the entrance kind of cafe. So yeah, they've obviously changed it since it first opened. It used to be if you had a permit to camp on the Great Ocean Walk, you could get in for free. Okay, I'm leaving the lighthouse kind of area. I reckon Parks Vic missed a trick here. On the Cape to Cape, you can visit the two lighthouses if you walk in the track. On this one, I'm sure initially, if you booked the campsites, you could get into the lighthouse, but not anymore. It's $10 to get in, and the cafe's closed. You can't access the lookout tower at the lighthouse apparently. So yeah, I gave it a miss. Ironically enough, it's free to camp on the Cape to Cape, but they still let you access the lighthouses at both ends. So anyway, is what it is. All right, I'm heading to the Cape Otway Walkers Camp now, where I'll top up my water and then head over to, I think it's Aire River this afternoon. All right, I'll catch up with you later on. That's possibly the best look at the lighthouse I'm going to get on this trip. So I'm at the Cape Otway Walkers Camp. So there's a tank. I'm at the shelter. There's a tank here. What there is at the shelter, well, I'm pretty sure there wasn't last time I was here, was solar chargers. And there's also a light here in the little room, solar light. So the toilet, from memory, is down here. This is the group area here. And there's sites scattered through the trees. I probably won't walk all the way down to the toilet. The toilet's got a tank too, from memory. So yeah, I'm only really stopping here for a quick break, fill up my water bottles, keep going, because I've just eaten at the lighthouse. Nice and sheltered in here too if the weather's bad. So Bimby Park is like a caravan park. I think they got cabins there, and I think they may have a little like kiosk shop thingy. It's an option if you don't want to camp, particularly if you're going to camp at the Cape here. if you want a roof over your head or a few more facilities, then Bimby Park, I think, it's a couple of Ks, 3 Ks up there, 2 or 3 Ks. You kind of loop, you don't have to come back this way, so you can kind of shortcut it a little bit and come out near Rainbow Falls, near the turn off to Rainbow Falls. It's one to consider. I think a lot of people do this walk as section walk, like section of days. Then they get picked up and taken to accommodation, which is fair enough. So I think I'm going to come to the old cemetery next. Oh, this could be it just here actually. Yeah, so this is the old Cape Otway cemetery. I went past early this morning, shipwreck, Aire the Red, I think was the name of the ship that sank, and 4 people off that shipwreck. I think they buried them here. A lonely spot. So that's Station Beach down there. I'm going to drop down there and then swing back kind of to the left, pretty much where I am now, and check out Rainbow Falls. Tide's going to be a little bit painful, but I think it's doable. So this is the turn off to Rainbow Falls. I'm going to drop my pack here and go down. That track up there to the right, that's the shortcut back from Bimby Park if you go to start there. Mind you, you'll miss those cliff top views that I had, and that's where I'm going to go once I climb back up here. There is an option to keep going along Station Beach and rejoin the track further along these kind of low cliffs, dunes, but it's a little bit soft Station Beach, so I'm probably just going to climb back up here, I think. So this little side trip to Rainbow Falls is going to add about 3 Ks to my day. A bit of climbing and a bit of soft beach walking. But these falls are particularly pretty. I'm hoping they are today. I'm hoping there's a little bit of water coming down. But yeah, if they're in the right sun conditions and the right amount of water coming down, they're very pretty. So you got to pick your tides a little bit to get around to Rainbow Falls. Don't come on a real high tide. I mean, you're not going to die, but it'll be very slow and difficult. So there's a lot of fresh water coming out of these cliffs. This isn't Rainbow Falls. This is just another soak. That's Rainbow Falls over there. So that is Rainbow Falls. Time you're looking at the falls, you got Bass Strait pounding in behind you. You have one eye in the back of your head for waves. Okay, I better get back, I suppose. This place is special. So if you're on the Great Ocean Walk, try and make time for this side trip. It's a fairly decent side trip, but I rate it highly, put it that way. Okay, so I've left the beach, obviously. I'm climbing back up to grab my pack and continue on with the journey. So the hooded plovers live in these dunes, so any off-piste work here isn't really the right thing to do. So stick to the track if anyone comes along. Okay, I've got my pack, back on track, heading for Aire River now. So I think I've got about, 4 or 5 k's to go. So that is the Aire River. I've got a bridge for that one. Yeah, so that's Aire River. That's the bridge down there that I'm going to cross. If it's coming up on the video, should do, I think. And then I think the Walkers Camp must be on that ridge there somewhere, up in the trees. Maybe. So this is the Aire River. Okay, I'm at the Aire River hiking site. So there's a few spots down there. Well, there's probably 5 spots for private walkers. There's a group site down there. I don't know where those kids are because they're not on the group site down there. Up this way, behind me is the toilet, down the hill about 50 metres. Up here is the shelter. I don't think... No, there's no charges in this one. But there is a couple of tanks, so that's good. I'm going to go... Probably scope this out. I'm going to go a little bit above the shelter, away from the group site. There's no one here, by the way. No kind of independent walkers, and no groups camped up here. There's a few car campers down in the area near the river. So I think this is the last kind of spot to duck into the trees to camp. So I'm going in here. There's two sites in here. I think it's 1 and 2. I'm going to go and swing up in one. It's a bit bigger. Very sheltered though, as you can see. Alright, put my gear down and get the tent up. Okay, dinner's cooking. Pasta with textured vegetable protein, dried onion and tomato powder. Tent's up. Looks very cosy in these trees. The mozzies are ferocious here though, so I think I'll be eating and hit the sack real quick. Okay, so that's it for day 2 on the Great Ocean Walk. I'm at Aire River Walkers Camp. So I think I walked 24.5 k's or something, and around 500 metres climbing today. So a solid enough day. I left at about just around 8, just before 8 this morning, and I got here around 4:30. Stopped for a while at the Lighthouse, as you saw, and that side trip to Rainbow Falls is definitely worth doing. It's a fairly substantial side trip though, and don't try it at high tide because those rock platforms would get inundated, and even the beach would be pretty skinny. So tomorrow I'm down now for the rest of the walk onto like single sections. So tomorrow I'm heading towards Joanna Beach tomorrow. So it's about 15 k's, so should be a pretty cruisy day, I think. All right, I'm going to eat my tea and get in the tent and get away from the mozzies. They're pretty ferocious down here. All right, I'll catch you in the morning.